This is the unfiltered first-time experience in Elin. There is no other game that has left me more confused about what I am doing while playing the tutorial. First, I load up the game, the demo version, because I realised I downloaded the wrong one, and like a normal animal destructor, I load up character creation, but accidentally hit escape, losing my identity permanently. Creating a new character sends me on a goose chase for a good portrait. However, I am too masculine to play as a woman and unfortunately have to transition. Little did I know, I would choose the first Foxboy Twink portrait I saw and never look back. I then came across the random title generator. How could I ever not want to be called the Snob or the Fishing Chief? But hitting the ripe old age of 22, I thought it more than fitting I should be called the Marvelous Elder. Unfortunately, I was stolen away from the nursing home by my delightful right hand, something I am very much accustomed to. Note the extra races and classes button. As an amazing gamer, I ignore the warning sign and am promptly overwhelmed by the class choice. Staying as wizard because I'm not stupid, I choose my race. I confess, it was a hard choice between being a demigod, a succubus, and a fox. However, I knew where my destiny lay as soon as I read that the foxes, they have big naturals. Because I'm not an amazing gamer, I don't choose an oath to increase my difficulty, and I start the game only to be blasted with terms I do not understand, because this game, as I would later find out, is actually a sequel. Getting rescued by these two malicious individuals, I am given the authentic experience of being awoken and assaulted by a fairy whose dialogue I skip immediately, for reasons. And behold, my glorious creation. Opening the ability menu, I immediately use Self-Harm, the greatest spell of all, which somehow is actually a teleport. Take notes, mages, if someone ever gets close to you, you now have an out. I try to pray to heal my wounds from my own doing, but I am an atheist apparently. Now, these two court eunuchs want a word. The man drops some paper for me, which I ignore, thinking it's useless, and immediately talk to the woman. As it turns out, she is a merchant selling useful items like food recipes and piggy banks and plans of tax evasion. Naturally, I try to buy it immediately, yet all of my money has been stolen, and the only two people around at this time are these two devious adventurers, and I'm not one to judge a book by its cover, but look at them. That's one ugly ass book. And immediately after I claim this property for myself, just as Thatcher intended, this scheming bastard tells me that 10 gold has been given to me. I rush through the rest of his dialogue and promptly return to the elf girl. Instead of letting me purchase my God-given right from her, she gives me a choice. And at an AR60 2000 hour Genshin Impact account, I see the words, little girl. I don't think twice, I click it immediately. Only later would I come to find out that this girl is actually my pet, which I only found out because I fucking killed her. But not to worry, it's not fatal because she can be revived for a sum of money, just like how they do it in Oregon. The unfortunate murderer was actually a wasp who spoke English and wanted my iron axe. I think it's very entertaining to be compared to a wasp and it being far superior than me in every single fucking way. I am finally able to purchase this holy text after I probably spent 18 turns pushing the girl around because it's funny. Unfortunately, I pushed her outside of the map and joined her in the great unknown. Without hesitation, my karma catches up to me and I am assaulted by a duck. I spent the next year trying to punch a crab. I don't know why I didn't use magic, being a wizard, and resorting to the Joestar family secret technique, I escaped the 1920s safari into civilization, but my extreme social phobia kicks in and I leave immediately. After returning home from the great outdoors and accepting a quest from my now revived little girl companion, the game crashes and my save file is corrupted. I am therefore forced to redo all of this fucking progress. But hey, the upside is that I get to go through character creation again. And behold, a first-generation Yakubian. Such a glorious man could only be born from the primal life essence of my ex-global firm hunter mother and my father, a cuckold defender. I don't even know what that means. Like, he goes to debates and speaks on behalf of NTR. Naturally, there's only one title worthy of this absolute specimen of a man. I am, as reflected in real life, the single retard. And that is my first experience with Elin. I think this game has given me autism, and I'm going to thank it each time I get jumped by a crab, and each time I lose my pet little girl.